Dags! God tirsdag, skulle jeg sige. Spol tilbage igen, og så siger vi god onsdag. Hej, det godt? Det har jeg i hvert fald. Jeg har vindruer. Jeg har te. For helvede. For pokker, der er varm. Jeg har saftevand. Så er vi klar til noget streaming. Af noget Starfield. Jeg håber, I har haft en rigtig god onsdag her. Vi er midt på ugen, guys. Når vi går i seng i aften, så er der kun 2 dage til weekend. Så jeg glæder mig rigtig, rigtig meget til weekenden. Det er også fordi, at jeg skal til noget familie tam. Og jeg skal lige se, jeg har glemt at sige hej til den. Sådan der, hej til den, der i chatten. Og derfor ved jeg heller ikke, om jeg kommer til at streame på fredag. Jeg har ikke sagt, at det er sikkert. Jeg har bare sagt, at måske kommer jeg til at streame på fredag. Hvis jeg ikke kommer til at streame på fredag, så tager vi Red Dead Redemption på søndag og får afsluttet den der. Og det glæder jeg mig ret meget til, fordi ikke fordi det er et dårligt spil, men fordi det er en rigtig god afslutning på et rigtig godt spil. I ved godt, jeg hader at lave sådan top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fordi det der med at sætte ting efter en rækkefølge, det var meget imod, fordi jeg tror, at hvis man kunne for eksempel, hvis jeg spillede Diablo 2 i dag, og aldrig havde kendt noget til den genre før i dag, men jeg satte mig ned nu her, som mit liv er nu her, så vil jeg ikke synes, det havde været så godt, som dengang jeg spillede Diablo 2 tilbage i år 2000. Ja, det er mange år siden, da det udkom, fordi der var mit liv noget helt andet. Og har jeg også tid og lyst, og mit liv var bare andet i forhold til i dag, og der havde jeg nok brug for at kunne fordybe mig så meget i sådan et spil som i Diablo 2 end i dag. Så jeg tror meget det der med ens bedømmelse af et spil handler også meget om, hvor du er i livet. Og det handler ikke kun om spil, det kan også handle om film, det kan handle om musik eller tv-serier eller whatever. Så det er ikke ret unikt i forhold til spil, men så derfor siger jeg også, at jeg hader lidt at skulle rangere spil. Jeg kan godt lave en top 5 liste over 5 spil, jeg glæder mig til næste måned, eller jeg glæder mig til i foråret. Men jeg har heller ikke rangeret dem. Så jeg siger ikke, her er nummer 2, og her er nummer 3, og her er nummer 4, eller tæller fra 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, det gør jeg ikke. Jeg tager dem sådan nærmest, det er bare vilkårlig rækkefølge. Så det der med at sætte spil som en top, men jeg kan godt sige det nu her, jeg vil aldrig arrangere Red Dead Redemption, men det vil høre, hvis jeg kunne tage et spil og høre under top 5, så vil det være en af spillene, jeg tog med. Så godt er det. Det er virkelig, virkelig et godt spil. Så lad os gå tilbage i live, på live-tabben inde på min kanal, hvis I har lyst til det, og se hvor jeg spiller igennem. Det er også et spil, som jeg tror, jeg har spillet, ikke forkert, for du kan ikke spille det forkert, det spil. Men jeg synes ikke rigtigt, jeg har gjort nok ud af det, men jeg synes også bare, at jeg har fået lidt tid til det. Jeg har gerne gjort meget mere ud af spillet, men lige som tiden den er, så har jeg nok rushet det lidt, og det er jo bare sådan, det er. Men det er et rigtig godt spil. Det er det, og jeg skal nok komme i mine tanker omkring spillet, når jeg er færdig, og det bliver som sagt enten fredag eller lørdag. Hvis vi når at spille igennem på fredag, hvor vi så, hvis der er stream på fredag, vi spiller det der, og jeg bliver færdig med det, så skal vi lige finde ud af, hvad vi gør på søndag. Det bliver højst sandsynligt bare lidt Starfield. Og der kan vi så godt tage den der chill stream der, som jeg er nødt til at aflyse i søndags. hvor vi afprøver at bygge lidt rumskib. Hvor vi ikke tager så mange quests, men vi prøver at bare også at prøve de der open world aktiviteter. Prøver, jeg kan faktisk gerne besøge jorden i Starfield. Fordi der skulle være nogle af de her gamle, jorden i Starfield, der, jeg ved ikke om vi spoiler. Skal vi gøre det? Der, vi får den der. Jorden i Starfield, der, den har jo det ikke særlig godt. Og den er faktisk ubeboelig. Derfor kan du så ikke lande på den. Og du kan finde nogle af de gamle, de her kendetegn. For eksempel skal du ind i, så kan du lande, jeg tror, så vidt jeg ved, i London. Og der kan du se nogle af Londons kendetegn. Stadigvæk. Selvom det er mange, mange år siden, at der har brugt mennesker på jorden. Så jeg ved sgu ikke, hvor meget spoiler det var. Men sådan, det fik I lige advarslen i hvert fald. Så det kunne jeg godt have lyst til. Bare lige for lige at ikke sjomme rundt, men bruge de. Vi har jo meget gået efter et fraktionsquest, eller så har vi taget main missions. Og der kunne jeg godt lige finde på at lige tage en søndag, hvor vi bare lige prøvede de her open world aktiviteter. Så det kunne være en idé. Men vi ser lige, om jeg overhovedet streamer fredag. Og hvis vi gør det, så bliver det Red Dead Redemption, for vi afslutter det spil. Alright. Hvis vi kigger på næste uge, så har jeg lært en lille teaser. Jeg siger ikke noget endnu. Det eneste, jeg har lært en lille teaser, det er inde på fællesskabstråden, eller fællesskabstappen på min side. Den hedder Community, hvis jeg er engelsk. Så står der, at jeg har fundet det spil, vi skal spille efter Red Dead Redemption. Og det er, ledetråden, det er Requisquat in Pace. Og det er latin, kan jeg så sige. Og der er allerede en, der har svaret, at hvad det betyder på latin. Det betyder rest in peace. Så jeg ved, hvis der er nogen af mine gamle seniorer, der ser med her, så ved de godt, hvad det er. De er også gamle nok til at vide, hvad det er for et spil. Og så har jeg allerede kommet med alle ledetråd, at det er et lidt gammelt spil. Det er ikke helt tilbage til Amiga 500 på nogen måder. Jeg tror faktisk, det udkom til PlayStation 3, måske. Kunne jeg tro. Så det. Jeg spillede det i hvert fald på PlayStation 3. Det var så mit tredje ledetråd. Alright. Så ja, det er altså et lidt gammelt spil, guys. Grafikken er måske ikke lige helt up to date i forhold til andre spil, der er i den, kan man sige, genre. Så bare så I ved det. Anyways. Jeg skal lige have noget te. I morgen, der starter vi streamen lidt tidligt. Der starter vi streamen kl. 12. Fordi jeg har en meget, meget tidlig morgenvagt. Og så har jeg så fået lunge på, at jeg kan få lidt tidligere fri. Eller, jeg tager ikke nogle timer over middag, så jeg er faktisk klar til at kunne streame kl. 12 af. Og så tænker jeg også, at vi får slået et ordentligt hul på Starfield med de her fraktionsquest og de her, måske lidt main missions. I forhold til det, jeg har teaset lidt i dag, hvad vi skal lave i dag, det er, at jeg kommer ikke til at færdiggøre Crimson Fleet questline. Og igen, vi laver lige den der spoiler alert. Når du færdiggør Crimson Fleet questline, så vil du få et valg om at enten at sejde med, eller vælge side. Du skal vælge side mellem Crimson Fleet eller UC United Colonies. Hvis du vælger United Colonies, så kan du faktisk ikke komme tilbage til Crimson Fleet basen, så vidt jeg har forstået på det hele. Siger jeg vel lidt til sig selv. Hvis du er med til at smadre dem, så er de måske ikke så glade for dig. Det betyder også, at at der er nogle skibe, der måske, hvis vi skal til at bygge skibe, at det er ikke tilgængeligt nogle af de ting. Fordi det er faktisk rigtig fedt, synes jeg. Det er, at når du kommer hen til et sted, hvor du kan lande, der vil du også oftest også kunne måtte bygge videre på det skib, eller lave et helt skib, så vel det. Men, hej Jimmy, hvert sted har forskellige, har forskellige dele. Så der er nogle sådan nogle basisdele, hvor du kan få alle steder. Så er der nogle, der er sådan steder, som der er unikt for hvert sted. Og der er blandt andet der ved Crimson Fleet, de har nogle dele, der er unikke for deres sted. Så derfor kommer jeg ikke til at afslutte den questline før til helt slut af spillet. Eller i hvert fald til jeg ved lidt mere omkring det der modding, og måske er det muligt for mig at så lave et skib med deres dele, kan man sige, og så have dem, og så kan jeg så færdiggøre questline, hvor jeg så stadig har de dele. Det skal jeg lige få ud af. Men jeg kommer ikke til at færdiggøre den i dag. Så vi får lige se, hvad vi gør i dag egentlig. Sidste gang, der fik vi de der powers, som jo er nærmest der. Hvis jeg spillede Skyrim, så så er det nærmest de shouts, man har i Skyrim, tænker jeg. Eller, det føles nærmest som om, det var de shouts, man havde. Så det der fustora, altså, som de fleste Skyrim-spillere kender, der hvor man kan skubbe folk væk. Jeg tror faktisk, det er det første shout, man får i Skyrim. Det er de powers, man får i Skyrim, sådan, altså, eller ikke Skyrim, i Starfield, sorry, hvor du får, det deres form for rummagi. Så der kunne jeg godt finde på at tage en til, for at se, om vi får en af de der powers her igen. Jeg ved, der er en del, og jeg ved også, at man kan level dem op. Jeg ved faktisk ikke, om det er så først er i Game Plus, eller New Game Plus, eller hvad der man kan gøre det, men jeg vil i hvert fald gerne afprøve lidt flere. Så den, jeg har nu her, den er ret fed. Så det er sådan med, at der i en vis radius kan det levitere folk eller ting op. Og dem der spiller Mars Effect, har spillet Mars Effect, de ved godt, hvad det er for en. Fordi det er den der, du kan simpelthen bare skyde afsted, og så leviterer du folk op. Det kan du så ikke her, det er sådan en radius af dig selv. Men ret brugbar. Så det så er det væk. Fordi de er simpelthen bare levende mål. Levende mål, det hænger jo op i luften, skal du bare sidde og skyde. Alright, så det kunne vi måske gøre i dag. Så det. Men der skal vi ikke til at spille nu her. Nu jeg synes, jeg har talt i rigeligt med tid. Men så sagt, hvis jeg ikke streamer på fredag, så afslutter vi Red Dead Redemption på søndag. Det er det, vi Og man kan se her, at det her, man kan, at det er ligesom Mars Effect er fede spil. Selv Andromeda. Jimmy, my dude. Jeg er en af de eneste i mit omgangskreds, sådan, der, alle dem, der interesserer sig for computerspil, faktisk mener, at Andromeda faktisk var et godt spil. Det har sin fejl. Kæft, det har sin fejl. Men jeg var også rigtig glad for spillet, faktisk. Og jeg er lidt ked af det, fordi de tror ikke, de fortsætter den historie. Selvom jeg faktisk synes, det var en fed historie. For jeg synes, hvis jeg skal helt ærligt, jeg synes, at Shepard-historien, der var ligesom afsluttet i træerne. Lige meget om der er nogen, der mener, at træernes slutning var lidt, eller træernes slutninger, for der er flere slutninger, de var lidt meh, sådan. Så synes jeg faktisk, at det var en rigtig fin forsættelse, altså rent historiemæssigt. Jeg synes også lidt, jeg kan godt lide, at for eksempel, at det der med, at det kommer nogle små henvisninger til det der med, at nu havde de ikke fået kontakt til jorden mere, så de var lidt bange for det værste, og det var sådan lidt, nå, okay, hvad er der så sket? Sådan. Ja, jeg var faktisk også rigtig glad for spillet. Så det kan godt være, at en dag, vi skulle spille det igen her på kanalen. Det har jeg ikke mistet. Andromeda har jeg ikke, altså det er jo ligesom, det jeg sådan ikke kan forstå ved folk, det er, de vil gerne have fortsat, at det er Mass Effect, men det har ikke mistet noget af sit, meget af det kerne gameplay, skulle jeg til at sige, meget af det kerne gameplay, der er fra 1'eren, 2'eren og 3'eren, det fortsætter jo i Andromeda, så det er jo ikke det, I kan klage over. Så er der en masse bugs, der kommer med i spillet. Det kan vi jo godt klage over, og det skal vi også klage over, fordi det var med i starten af spillet. Men lige nu her, hvorfor vi ikke spiller det i dag, kan man sige, der synes jeg ikke, du kan klage over det, fordi de er patchet. Sidste gang jeg spillede Andromeda, der var der, havde nærmest ingen fejl. Jeg havde en enkelt en, hvor jeg taler med hende der, jeg kan sgu ikke huske, hvad hun hedder. Men det er også lige meget, det var kaptajn for den der, som man møder, hvor hun, nej, ikke kaptajn, det var Cora, man møder, hvor hun havde sådan et lille glitch, hvor sådan øjnene, de gik sådan lidt. Det var sådan en enkelt scene. Altså, okay, fair nok. Så det var fint. Så okay. Jamen, skal vi ikke, jeg tænker, at vi tager, skal vi tage til UC, så tager vi den. Naturligvis var der boks, fordi de introducerede en masse nye mechanics. Yes. Så undock.
Clean separation, Captain.
Det var, skal vi tilbage til solsystemet? Det kan jeg faktisk ikke engang. Hold da op. Jeg kan tage til Olympus. Det er det, vi gør. Jo.
Excellent. All you need to do is drop this off to the ship services technician on Aquila City.
Det gør vi lige.
They'll take it from there. Thanks for bailing me out of this nightmare.
Okay. Og der er så de her power, så I kan se de her stjerner her. Og der er rigeligt med power, så og og finde. Så ja. Jeg skulle lige, det glemmer lige. Der. Okay, og vi skal til Akila City, det er Cheyenne.
Considering everything they're up against, Aquila City has done well for itself. It's got the necessities and it's safe. That's impressive.
Some work? Got anything you need to offload? Trade authority is always by. You the courier? Star Parcel has your payment.
8500 for at aflevere en pakke. Jesus Kristus, mand. Det var de der Region Industries. Måske man bare skulle holde til dem. De betaler godt.
I have something for you.
Se, hvad fanden har jeg... Hvad har jeg... Jeg kan slet ikke huske, hvad jeg lavede sidste gang, lige inden vi afsluttede. Så jeg har sikkert en masse ting. Jeg har 9 resources, og det der fylder så meget. Jeg har en andet, der vejer bare som et ondt år. Og det plejer at være spacesuits, packs og helmets. Det kan godt være, det er bare resources, jeg har. Transfer. Der. Okay, spændende. Som 8. Og det fylder 10. Hold op. Det skulle godt være, at jeg skulle til at overveje, om jeg skulle have skal det her Kim var signalvåbnet. Jeg har set nogen bare have sådan, vælge sådan ret hårdt ved at sige, jamen, hvad hedder det, jeg har den her side her af våben, og det her op, det er powers for eksempel. Han er smidt op. Så det kunne man måske godt kigge efter, om det var, hvad er det her for en? Det var det der minigun. Det bruger jeg faktisk aldrig. Hvad fylder den? 12? Det fylder også 12. Så hvis vi tager den her Calibrate Beowulf der. Og... Der. Alright, lad os gå i gang.
Ship's good. Look, let's go. Bumping retros. Orbit. Achieved. Stabilizing. Done. Grav jump spinning down.
Welcome to UC space. May change your current course when we...
Spændende. Alright, vi får tilbage igen. Os. Sidonia.
Sidonia. Folks here work together to ensure that this place functions. It does.
Sidonia can have depressing effect on
Take your time and ask me if you need any. Yo, hey, what's up? You looking to do some shopping here at the Trade Authority? I'm Manaki. Feel free to ask me anything and I'll do my best to help you.
Manaki.
Man, sorry, I can't really say that. Really, they told me not to say anything like that because rumors, you know? All I know is that we're running a business here, and I was told to take in all trades and sell whatever we've got. And listen, I'm not gonna worry. Yo! This dude came in once trying to sell this whack-looking fish or something. It was still alive. He had it in this big plastic bag full of water and everything. Good size, too. I was trying to tell him I didn't know if we took in things like that, but then my boss came over and told me we absolutely did.
He
I
said
had to process the sale and store the thing. Man, what a pain in the ass that was. Even weirder, someone came in and bought it like right away. The hell's that about, right? Oh man.
Jeg troede, der var
I'm
missioner her.
still new here, so I
Apparently
don't
not.
know how qualified I am. We're like this huge network of shipping and trade throughout the known universe. Everyone. Free Stars, UC, even Varun uses us in some capacity. Because I guess we're all about free trade for all. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if we bought and sold from the Crimson Fleet, right? They pay my salary, so as far as I'm concerned, they're all right in my book. Cool.
Og vi ved, i hvert fald ved vi, at han har nogle 10.000 credits, plejer han at starte han så ud med. Det er nice nok.
Come back anytime.
In order to avoid injury, please report
Mars is
any sudden or unsafe conditions on
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Godt gættet den, min ven.
Worked. Past tense. Dr. Walker hasn't been employed here for some time now. A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But
We want something particularly interested in finding him.
that's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services. He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him in...
And you need fabulous interplanetary explorers to get this guy to pay his bills, huh?
You tell me where he's last seen.
No promises, though. Got it?
Wonderful. I suggest paying a visit to the Sixth Circle, what I suppose is technically a bar on the lowest level of the city. If anyone knows where Percival is, the miscreants there would. But I would urge caution. They're not a group known for their hospitality.
All right.
Found a clutch of heat inches of reading community.
Broken spears upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for devil's vets and their kin.
I'm looking for a man named Walker.
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
Hey, dude.
What? Get out.
Once I was in a glacial
Go off,
cave,
Grandpa.
surrounded by creepy red eyes, kind of like this.
Not every
But it
day a
turns out they
stray
were just
topsider
glowing
wanders into
bug
my
butts.
bar claiming they know people. What do you want with Dr. Walker?
Men det er jo lidt for Hadrian, selvom kan I even have proof simple.
That's so. Now, if that tag's a forgery, it's a damn good one. All right. Maybe she did send you. Or maybe you just know where to buy your fakes. But look, even if I decided I was going to help you get in contact with Dr. Walker, Percival made himself scarce for a reason. His debt to the Trade Authority. But if someone resolved that debt, well, Percival wouldn't have to hide anymore. Can bet that person would make a friend out of Percival, and the rest of us devils. I'm always inclined to help a friend. That's good to hear. Now, you want my opinion? The most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say
tror bare, vi
a few
betaler.
hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
Sure. We can help you commit a petty crime to secure your professional support.
But one friend of Hadrian's to another, Sidonia's full of old utility spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the authority storeroom. Say, with an entrance behind the bar at the Broken Spear? Now, what say you get a...
Hey, you! Maybe Adrian's friend. Come here. Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker?
Doesn't sound like they really got another option to finding him.
Yeah, sure. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his trade authority. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the trade authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking.
I presume that's the reason you haven't handed it over already.
Well, yeah. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Here comes the butt.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the trade authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Oh, yeah. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off.
Spændende. Så vi har forskellige muligheder. Det er ikke, vi skal combat, guys. Det er et stykke tid siden. Så det er herhen. Okay. Nu er det så lidt lige meget, at jeg har kun én her, men kan jeg? Okay, cool. Det var her, man godt kunne bruge sådan et køretøj, som det har været så meget snak om, at der er nogen, der mente, at Bethesda, de skulle have haft med i spillet. Det er jo ikke fordi, du kan køre fra en ende af en planet til en anden. Det er sådan mindre områder. Eller mindre. Quote on quote. Vi får en anden tur, guys. Så kan det være, at vi faktisk kan fast travel. Men da jeg overbebyrdede Barrett fuldstændig vanvittigt. Han er ikke engang med. Helvede, mand. Den er AI. Den der ridemekanik, der er i Eller-serien, den der... Så det kan godt være, det er derfor, de tænkte, det lader vi modder som. Jeg kan level 31 for det.
Well, they don't need it now.
Vi skal ned. Vi skal længere ned. Vi skal længere ind. Vi skal længere ind, sindet.
We should absolutely expect to see more species in the mines. No doubt about it.
Tror du virkelig, Barrett? Jeg tror, det er ganske fredeligt. Det er derfor, jeg tager min sniper-rifle frem nu. appelsiner. Det er da mærkeligt noget i rummet. Skal du have sådan en C-vitaminer? Det er fint nok.
I never liked him anyway. Nobody's gonna miss you.
Okay, men så man kan åbne den der her. Det kan jeg jo ikke, tænker jeg ikke. Jeg tror, du skal udenom her.
Looks like the living quarters are up ahead. It's going to be packed with spacers. Mark my word. Oh yes, I know how this ends.
Say goodbye.
Hvad? Se, var der mere loot? Jeg var indrømme mit loot-gen. Hvad kalder man det? Det der, hvor jeg bare looter alt det... der var det godt. Det er vist... Jeg har vist slukket lidt min tørst ved at spille det her spil her. Det er i hvert fald lige for tiden. Der er godt nok meget. Der er meget ravelse, man bare kan tage. Som du ikke rigtig kan bruge til noget. Hvis jeg har set min tanker omkring efter de første 15 timer med Starfield, så nævner jeg faktisk, at det her loot-ting, altså sådan ting her, som sådan en skruetrækker, ikke? Du kan ikke bruge det til en skid. Hvorimod bare, altså i Fallout 4, der kunne du så nedbryde det til ting. I det mindste kan du nedbryde det til ting, til byggematerialer. Og det kan du ikke her. Så det er sådan lidt, hvorfor fanden har jeg så brugt tid på at kode det? Det er så lidt, det er lidt dumt, synes jeg. Nej. Jeg er ikke færdig. Var der ikke mere? Er der overhovedet ikke mere? Der er én dude tilbage. Skal vi bruge tid på føde? Der er 2 dude tilbage.
You're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Det var faktisk godt, fordi jeg tror faktisk, at min lasercutter, den ligger på, på skibet. Så det var det nice nok. Jeg lægger den der lige forløb. Hvor er det skulle så? Kan jeg... Ej! Væk! Jeg får altså nogle vibes ved ham der dude der vil være... Skal vi være helt ærlig. Skal være helt ærlig. Nå, jeg skal op her. Og sådan lidt, synes han er lidt shots, ham og fyren. Jeg skal være helt ærlig. Hvis I ikke var med fra starten af streamen af, så har jeg jo lagt et... der er nogen, der allerede har svaret på den. Jeg ved, Jimmy, du har. Hvad jeg spiller efter... Hvad? Jesus Christ, hvad fanden var det? Efter Red Dead Redemption 2. Og jeg har også smidt de sidste par ledetråde i starten af streamen, så kan I bare se der. Hvis du se det. Det er et lidt gammelt spil. Så med bære over grafikken, det er måske ikke lige er det nyeste. Hvad fanden, det kunne min computer heller klare på høj. På high, så det hvis jeg skal streame det. Så det vil sådan set være lige meget. Det her vi kommer fra. Kom op her. Skal vi så tilbage til... Ikke lige nu her, Barrett. Mangler faktisk også... Hans mission er jo sådan set gået i gang nu, så jeg kan ikke få andre... companions, hvis jeg ikke klarer hans... Så vidt jeg har forstået. Men det lyder faktisk også ret spændende, hvis jeg skal være helt ærlig. Så det er mange af de der companion quests i rollespil, det er dem, der faktisk er mest spændende. Så kan lige spille det software om, så dejligt. Så jeg bare se om han tager mig røven, ham der. Hvad har taget røven på, hvad hedder du?
Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, and that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that?
I can give it a whirl, sure.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
Det var en lille fortælling. Hvor heroppe. Skal vi derude. Hard save. Hey, dude.
Was there something else?
Yes. I have a business proposal for you, a lucrative one.
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do? An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers. Or so I've heard.
Det er ikke mere.
Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool. And the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work. Bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials. The licensing fees alone.
For bare dollartegn over
And
ham
think
der.
what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Cool. XP og... vi skal lige... Hey, dude.
You looking for anything? Cool. That's what we do. Come back anytime.
Yeah?
To care a person was stepped to the trade authority.
Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. But it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Yeah, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Fast travel. The summer wall, all right. deep minds nu her, guys. Så har vi været før. Det var der, vi lavede det der... I don't know. Kunne vi komme længere ind, eller hvad? Så det var elevatoren der, ikke? Right. Hvordan dør han? Det var nok. Eller hvad? Wow. No! Bliv der, bliv der, bliv der! Jeg kan ikke komme mere. Der var den. Der, sådan. Står der sådan flammable her. Det er fordi, der kommer kamp senere. Der er sådan en teaterteoretiker. Jeg kan ikke huske, hvad han hedder. Jeg husker, vi lærte det på dansk seminariet. Det var, at man aldrig skulle tage en pistol med op på scenen, uden hvis man ikke har sindet at dræbe en. Og når jeg ser sådan en flammable object her, der kan springe i luften, så får jeg min mistanke om, at der kommer en kamp på den tidspunkt der.
So you must be the one who got me out of the red with the trade authority.
Hey, dude.
Can't say I don't appreciate it. I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
I got a tissue sample I need to analyze full workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
En monster.
A fast-growing terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
En gammel ven.
Adrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this. Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests.
Okay, rimelig fed creeper der.
And Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days.
Hvad har han brugt dem til foran den her skærm?
I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very relieved.
The samples not fake are collected from the terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Hayden mentioned it. Sounds like quite a tragedy.
It was. An entire city wiped off the map. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack. But the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
Humanity has survived a lot, but this could be a bottleneck event for our species if we survive. And the devastation to society, to knowledge, it would reduce civilization to shambles.
So you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Jeg vil gerne ved en yank bare på, at på den tidspunkt med den questline, så skal jeg til Londinium. Til de der forbandede monstre, som jeg havde så svært ved at dræbe.
So, you gonna clue me in on what your next move was?
But you said the Londinium attack was massive, right? Was one odd terramorph so scary?
Because until now, the terramorphs that wiped out Londinian had the good sense to stay put. What happened there? It was a tragedy, but at least it was contained. So to find evidence for a similar attack on a different world, well, we don't have enough information to know precisely what this means. But I doubt it's good. So I'd love to know what it is you're planning from here.
Ja, det ved jeg faktisk ikke. Prøv at redde menneskeheden.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Okay. We fucked, guys. Det er noget af en creep, han har her, mand. Har det bare løbet rundt alene? Sidder der til at spille computer. Hvem her? Sidder og spiller Quake. Så jeg tænker, at vi skal vente på, at de kommer ind, så trigger den til den dialog eller hvad. Eller ikke.
Want this.
Ja. Spændende. Hvad var det, havde jeg et S-spring, havde jeg jo S-tema hed den. Det skal vi nok få her i. Sådan min grenade launcher, den der jeg kan se. Så jeg kan ikke fast travel ned til den der bar der, det er sådan lidt mærkeligt, synes jeg. Sådan der jo.
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say.
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
Dejligt sted.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
But there's been more that I could manage.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti with both of us.
What's the Armistice Archives, and what's it have to do with the Freestar Collective and House of Rune? Altså, Freestar Collective og House of Rune, det er begge to fraktioner af spillet. Et af de helt store, kan man sige. Det er nærmest stater. Der er Freestar Collective, der er House of Rune, og så er der United Colonies, som der ligesom er de 3 store stater. Ish.
Well, when the colony war came to a close 19 years ago, with the signing of the armistice, 3 factions were involved in the negotiations. The UC, Freestar, and House Faroon. They made a lot of decisions about what sort of tactics should and shouldn't be permitted in future conflicts. All information related to the things they decided should be banned was locked away in the archives. Now, it's possible to get things out of there, but only with the agreement of members from all 3 factions. And as to what our research is doing in there, well, I'll get to that.
The cabinet. What's that?
The cabinet's the UC's highest governing body. The president, top military brass, scientific and diplomatic division heads. Any major decision the UC makes goes through them. They're the only real chance we've got of unlocking the archives. So without their blessing, we're flying blind.
Doesn't sound like any run of the mill data you're after. I'll take that expression now.
Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield.
Det er aliens, det her, mand.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities,
The Bishop,
place
the Bishop,
eventually
Bishop.
became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
Still doesn't explain what this term status is doing on the archives.
Well, it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the colony war. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Not thrilled about giving you information, but I guess.
That's all I'm asking. Thank you. Now I need to get this work up in the cabinet's hands. Once that's done, I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Send some evidence ahead to the lawyer.
Only employees of the Star-Yard's mining division are authorized to mine resources in and around Starfield.
A lot of folks would have stuck their necks out for a stranger.
Godt nok, det bliver spændende, den her questline nu her. Fuck, guys, du skal til Londinium. Nej, så bliver det sådan en horror-mission, det gør. Det er 100%.
hard to underscore the impressive architecture of New Atlantis, right?
Mm.
I've been here hundreds of times, and it never ceases to amaze me.
Er det ikke her, man kan købe? Det var det ikke. Inden vi gør noget her, guys, så skal jeg nok lige... Det var de der Armstrongs Archives, i hvert fald. Okay, 44 mm. Skal vi se, om de har mere af det på lager. Nogle af mine kære købmænd venner. Eller købte bekendte er der nærmest. Commercial District, ikke? Så ved jeg, at der er en våbenforretning her. Hvis jeg ikke husker helt forkert. Eller hvad? Det er lidt, du kan ikke få det alle steder, de her ammunition. Så jeg er lidt spændt på, om vi kan få det her.
I would never dream of selling substance. Yes, by all means, have a look.
Det var forkert, det der.
Good luck on all your adventures.
Hvad fanden er det her så? Så vi kan prøve at gå også til UC. Men jeg er ret sikker på den der... det er måske en, jeg skal ud i de ydre stater der. Tænker jeg.
Welcome to UC Distribution. Yes.
Højst sandsynligt.
You're always welcome back, if you don't mind a bit of a wait.
Skal vi måske prøve den der trader, der er nede i deres... The Wall? Hedder det ikke det? Jeg tror, den hedder The Wall. Der ligger herhenne.
Have something for you.
Evening, sir.
If there's something that
Trade authorities seems to be
Be my
doing
guest.
just fine.
Det har de ikke. Spændende.
For themselves, unsurprisingly.
you need anything else, you know where to find us.
Har han egentlig noget?
Only on good. Go ahead, will you?
Det er faktisk en del.
We've done everything that we can do for Irvin's
Think
case
about the trade
aside
business?
from going
Of course,
to the
of course.
Fuck, det var meget til noget, mand. Det er vildt. Nå, men det fik jeg ikke rigtig noget ud af. Jeg kunne også godt tro, måske det ikke lige nu bliver nu, men jeg tænker, det bliver en af de sidste quests, garanteret. Så det godt finde på at smide i hovedet. Jeg tror lige, vi køber lidt mere health, så kan vi gå videre.
I've got them. We're doing the best we can here. We're no Reliant Medical.
Lad os bare se, hvad de her The Council, de vil sige omkring de her alien her. Far for alien, eller terramorphs, som de kalder dem. De er bare pisse ligeglade. Det er det garanteret. Nej, vi skal have flere beviser.
Over here. The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance.
Okay.
The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
That's good. That's good. Åh, der har været så mange kontroverser med det her spil. I forhold til, at for eksempel ham der Sam Coe, den anden af vores companions der, vi går med, ham kunne man faktisk lægge an på. Det kan man jo også med Barrett. Og så var der nogle af de her, som der har imod den, det at en mand kan lægge an på en mand, der bare gik fuldstændig amok på Twitter. Og nu har de kraftedeme en transperson. Nej. Jeg tror måske ikke, jeg synes ikke, der har været så meget snak her på Twitter. Jeg har i hvert fald ikke set det omkring det. Men jeg ved, der har været der snak omkring, hvor fanden der skulle være det. De hoveder der, de er bare smuttet i luften. Hvor fanden er man? Altså, jeg er pisse ligeglad, hvad man er. Så var det sjovt, at man kan gå så meget op i det. At man står og råber og skriger på Twitter, står og råber og skriger på en streamer omkring det. Nå, vi skal videre. I'm more interested in what this has to do with us addressing it. You're a clone of a man, how that work?
You doing okay? He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he
no, der er vel ikke engang en transdag.
The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC.
Det er bare lidt med kromosomerne.
And civilians.
Så.
And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason
I don't know.
Freestar Collective aren't
Der er sikkert nogen, der bliver sur over det.
So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet.
Hot save.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Så kan bare vi følger Hadrian. Er det ikke det? Skal vi sætte os op her? Hold op.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Her kunne de nok godt have leget lidt mere med ansigtsudtrykket, synes jeg. Eller lært bedre ud ansigtsudtrykket. Vi er meget spændte på det her. Meget spændte. Virkelig, virkelig spændte. Og du faktisk kan vække den.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst,
A power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
Ooh.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to
Var det
address,
ikke en klon?
you're welcome
Så
to
nok at kalde hans
consult
far.
a medium.
Ja, har
I
du
would
det. Det er
also
fint.
ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Taucetti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost
Logan.
completely uninhabited world. The casualties
Eller
were
Logan
minimal
Paul.
as a result.
I fremtiden.
There's another attack.
Jeg har da kryptovaluta
Would we
for
be
dig.
so lucky?
Kryptosue.
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Is there a chance of what happened to Taucetti could happen elsewhere? We need to grant the request.
It's a risk, but so is doing nothing.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Oh, fuck!
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Motherfucks.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. It's happening, folks. Don't panic. We need to focus.
Godt, Barrett. Sig det som det er.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly.
Discreetly? Vi bliver angrebet af aliens.
Citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Rogan, the local barracks can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
Fuck, man.
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Jeg vidste, det skulle være blevet i sengen i guys.
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got. Stop! We're trying to help you.
Det skal vi.
What are you doing? EM fire, Captain.
Thank God you got here when
Yeah, what the hell happened back there, Captain? There's no... Sorry doesn't bring these people back. Now, the way those people were acting...
No, fuck.
I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them, but some of the other officers down.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce... It affects every... You kill the more? Let's do it.
Kan jeg, hvad hedder det? Autosave, eller autoload hedder det.
Now hit him with everything. Stop! We're trying to help you.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't...
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the
I don't know. They were down at the port and we tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please.
Alright, vi vil ikke dræbe med civile. Jeg tror, det er det, vi prøver på.
Wait, officer?
Hey, Yumi, what's up? My dude.
Experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. Barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We
hold them as best we can.
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with
Only the brief they just gave.
surviving a full-on...
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry. Your call. We're on the line.
Hey, dude.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
I don't want to even think about what would have happened had we failed. This was damn heroic, Captain.
Så der jeg kan. Goddag, min ven.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Okay, cool.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting.
Jeg skal lige se, hvad de... Den der var det ret... Det der explosive. Det forstår jeg ikke. De gør det samme form for skade. Det er det Beowulf, ikke? 7,77 mm. Så var der... Hvad jeg brugte ellers? Så brugte jeg... Mm. millimeter. Tror jeg skal syde lidt gas, så lige se om hvad de har af, hvad de har af, måske energivåben. Så skal de bare være så hvad hedder det, tanky.
Let your people all know how much we owe them today. Captain?
Next time,
Terramorphs rear their
Hadrian,
ugly heads,
it would
UC
appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major.
Whoa.
As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
If you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Nej, egentlig ikke. Selvfølgelig er det, mand.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Spændende. Jeg er lidt spændt på at møde House Room, for dem har vi ikke snakket med endnu. Så det, jeg har kun skudt lidt på deres skibe, så det skal vi til at tage kontakt med dem. What the fuck? Hvor er vi henne? Ah! What? Hvorfor er vi heroppe? I don't get it. Ah, vi skal den vej. Alright. You dude.
Vanguard Captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard Captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Huh. All right. We'll start at the beginning.
When the colony war ended, the UC and Freestar Collective came to the agreement some weapons needed to be off limits. Mechs, xenowarfare. So they gathered up all the relevant research materials and sealed that information away. Terramorph data included, in the archives here in the city. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. but that's a lot easier said than done.
You think they'd be claiming to help after the spaceport attack?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on
Får
who
man
you're
ikke
dealing
tro.
with. Who do you want to start with?
Og vold heller ikke.
Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar,
Så har jeg sgu ikke noget
or
værktøj
Ambassador
tilbage.
Balmore of House Baroon?
Tell me about Ambassador Radcliffe of the Freestar Collective.
The good
Altså, jeg er en
and
Freestar
the
Ranger. Det må tælle noget,
She's a veteran
tænker jeg.
of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
I bet she loves her job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
No one could be that stubborn. New Atlantis was just attacked.
Never underestimate the universe's ability to surprise. That's why we have Plan B. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use
Go
to
on.
advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
And other things I should avoid doing at the embassy.
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
What can I tell you about the staff member?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Okay. That's all that we need from the moment on Ambassador Radcliffe.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
12.000. Okay. Tell me about Ambassador Balmore of House of Rune. Det er jeg ret spændt på, fordi vi har ikke gjort ret meget om House of Rune.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Baroon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Baroon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
What's wrong with the House of Rune?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Baroon Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the Great Serpent in the Sky.
The Great Serpent.
But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Baroon did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
I'm sure it could be reasoned with House of Rune's people are just like us.
It's weird that we have to say that, but yeah, They're just regular people with different beliefs.
Of course. But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
What the fuck?
His public appearances were always rare. But it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
What kind of life signs did you detect in the embassy?
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up the
slanger.
embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador.
Wait, has no one actually been inside the embassy?
The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Here's hoping we're not chasing cops.
It would at least be a speedier negotiation. I, of course, hope the ambassador is alive and well.
Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side
What a fucking
entrance
cult
that should
Megan's
allow
are.
you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Okay, spændende. Så vi skal til at være spioner nu, guys. Jeg tænker, at vi tager den her, hvad hedder det, giver den også muligheder. What?
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
det må da tælle lidt, at jeg er rager for det deres Free Star Collective. Ikke? Det må man da tro. Og så er man bare pisse ligeglad.
Always good to see another badge.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room.
Okay.
Every day that we all keep talking is a day we should celebrate.
All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives. Some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy.
Please?
In order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
You're correct. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Så just listen what I have to say.
You're really gonna push this? All right.
Det er garanteret
I'll
en
give you
vanvittig
one chance,
speech
one,
challenge.
to convince me. Understood. I'm listening.
Hvor mange er den? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Working on borrowed time, aren't we? Londinian. They had to abandon the planet. But that couldn't happen again. Well, Captain, you make some good points.
Seriøst?
But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors, you go in once. You get everything, and all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. So, do we have an agreement? Excellent. Follow me.
Jeg troede, jeg skulle tage safe scout en masse. Jeg følger bare hende. Officer Radcliffe.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Okay, så er jeg lidt mere spændt på, hvad der sker deroppe i House of Runes. De snakker lidt om nogle planter og sådan noget lignende.
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
I keep coming back.
Say what you will, but I bet House Varun knows how to party.
Det ser rimelig slemt ud det her. Det skal være helt ærligt.
Deposit back after this.
Jeg troede, jeg havde... måske kun turrets. Static. Damn.
All yours.
What? Det havde sgu da... God fucking damn, det havde da aktiveret, så de var ikke fældelig med mig. Troede jeg. Åbenbart ikke. Sure lag. Say hello to my little friend. Har du noget ammo? Beware demons. Så var der en trappe ned her, var der ikke? De er virkelig... Hold da kæft, I har haft en fest dernede. Must eliminate. Barrett, skud! Barrett, skud! Barrett, skud! Tau, Great Rerostat. Tau, er det sgu da en race? Er det ikke en race for, hvad hedder det, i Warhammer 40.000? Hey, my dude.
What seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Okay, vi går ind.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, Who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me, though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Correct. We're going to use the data in the archive to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
En god start, det er vel, at hver gang du møder et House Varun's skib, det er, at de ikke angriber dig. Og det er en god start. Det er bare lige sådan. You have my word, I'll make sure it's used for good.
You've got my word too. I swear if this goes awry, there will be hell to pay.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Okay. Var det ikke noget, du vil gå ind her? Her. Skal udenom her, selvfølgelig. Eller hvad? Forkert.
this.
Okay, ham der har lavet den her level her, han har spillet lidt for meget Fallout-spil. Men de dukker der. Det er så seriøst noget af det klammeste. Et Fallout-spil, det er simpelthen de der dukker. Nu skal jeg komme til sådan en... det er ikke spoiler. Det synes jeg ikke. Men... jeg kom til sådan et... I Fallout... Det var Fallout 3, tror jeg nok. Hvor der var sådan nogle... af de der mannequin-dukker, der står omkring... en skelet, der ligger i et badekar. Og så er der mannequin-dukker, de er fyldt med... Eller de står med våben, simpelthen. Og så står det rundt om det her skelet her. Der ligger i det badekar her. Det er så rimelig næsten det der. Generelt så er det sådan lidt... det er fandme lidt spooky Fallout. Især træerne, der har virkelig nogle spooky... Nogle af de der walls der... Nogle af de forsøg, der er der. Gary!
Captain, you're back sooner than...
Det er det, jeg kan.
Wait, did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Got pieces from the House of Rune and Freestar collected and ready to deploy it.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Spændende.
Captain, can I help you?
On the record?
Lige vel lidt. De har vel kun informationer der om Terramorphs. De har vel ikke... De har vel ikke Terramorphs dernede, tror jeg det. Sådan eksempler dernede. Det står i sådan en glassponsor. Og lige så... Af en eller anden mærkelig grund, der er dernede, så kommer de fri. Fuck. Jeg laver lige at sætte her til for os.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Hvad?
Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Okay. Og... sådan Fort Knox, det her andet. Det er vildt nok. Jeg er spændt på, hvad de får ud af det data her. Altså, som sagt, jeg korter den selv ikke. Det skal til det der Londinium. På et tidspunkt. Og hvis jeg havde så effing mange problemer med at slås med de der 2 terrormobs, der var i, hvad hedder det, der var der i det der, i lufthavnen der, eller hvad hedder det, rumhavnen hedder det, så skal det være, at jeg skal loade op på granater også. Og så var det, at de skulle måske fundet ud af, om de måske var lidt mere modtagelige over for energivåben, altså laser. Sådan noget. Det kunne godt være, de var det. Fordi, hvad hedder det, ballistiske våben, som det er hovedsageligt rundt med, der var det rimelig meget tank over for det.
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures.
Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
What? Det har jeg ikke bedt om. Hvordan kommer min status så til at være i forhold til Crimson Fleet?
Excuse me.
Spændende. Det får vi jo se, når jeg flyver derhen og fortsætter deres questline. Det er bare attack on site. Nå. Så det kan godt være, vi loader så. Hvad fanden er der gang i? Nu skal du se, nu skal du bare hoppe ud over her. Så bliver du citizen. Yes. Hello?
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Undtaget hvis jeg arbejder for the Crimson Fleet.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs, and they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7.
I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Spændende. 12.000 credits igen. Er det blevet taget? Det tror jeg, det gjorde. Nej, det gjorde det ikke. Penge. Subsection 7, det lyder som deres hemmelige kælder, de har. De er sgu så et lagerrum. Jo. Spændende, hvem der vil tale med mig hernede i kælderen.
I knew a place like this had to exist. I just never thought I'd actually be in it.
Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
What? No magazine.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Okay. Hannibal Lecter. Det er virkelig Hannibal Lecter-agtigt der. Hvor kæft, det er dødens øjne. Kommer ned. Kom lige herind. Din lever ser rigtig lækker ud. Hallo?
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Nej.
Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon. But most know me as Victus.
Oh, what?
I was an admiral during the Colony War.
Det er hendes far?
Great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Sharon, that's Hadrian's last name.
Very astute. That's my daughter.
Ja, din klon måske. Ja, men altså, det er det.
Working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's your clone, yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Dealt with? Det betyder slå ihjel, gør det ikke?
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him. Hell, I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it. If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Jeg forkert. Skrop, selvfølgelig. Måske vi lige skulle snakke med Captain McIntyre. Okay, så her har de alle de farlige forbrydere. Spændende.
I have something for you.
Tror vi lige taler med hende her. Så laver vi lige hot tape.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
There's an executed war criminal in your basement. I don't see what the big deal is. Some old guy living in your basement. I could do that.
Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years, and kept far from any major decision-making.
But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. No one else can know about this. All right?
You can't keep put this.
The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work.
Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss?
The prisoner asked me to deal with it. Dr. Olays figured you and I should discuss.
Dr. Reginald Olays? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Olays is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years.
That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return?
The education of Hayden's old research team members.
Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? The Den? It's a star station. Orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade.
The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels.
But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out.
What's the chance I'm being lured into the trap?
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch.
So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. And remind you of the importance.
Okay. Det er level 5. Okay. Og right, guys. Vi stopper for i dag. I morgen, hvis jeg ikke har skrevet andet på community-tabben, så er det fra kl. 12 af, vi streamer. Og det er fordi, at jeg har en meget, meget tidlig morgenvagt. Og så kan jeg også få lidt tidligere fri. Og det er sådan set sådan, at jeg er klar til at streame fra kl. 12 af. Så vi har taget forhåbentlig et ordentligt hul her på den her questline her. Og måske også få taget nogle main missions. Jeg vil gerne have nogle af de der powers der. Jeg glemmer, at jeg har den. Eller jeg har den ene af den, som sagt. Så det regner jeg lidt med, at vi gør i morgen. Og som sagt, for dem af jer, der ikke starter med, fra starten af streamen, så ved jeg jo ikke, om jeg streamer på fredag. Hvis jeg gør, så bliver det Red Dead Redemption som afslutning. Hvis jeg ikke når at streame på fredag, så bliver det på søndag, hvor vi afslutter Red Dead Redemption. Og så har vi jo også inde på mit community-tab, har jeg jo skrevet lidt om, hvad en lille ledetråd, hvad næste spil det er efter Red Dead Redemption 2. Så kan vi jo se, om vi kan gætte det. Ellers så kommer der en streamplan ud fra søndag kl. 12, hvor der står, hvad vi spiller. Så, men jeg har skrevet 1000 XP til dem, der kan gætte det inden på søndag. Så det. Alright, guys. Det var hyggeligt, at I så med. Jimmy, som sagt, endnu en gang tak, fordi du går forbi chatten. Det er altid hyggeligt. Tak for dem, der kommer og lykket. Jeg håber, I får en... eller I har en... Nyd af resten af jeres onsdag. Og husk på, i morgen så er der lille fredag, og så er der kun 2 dage tilbage til, at der faktisk er weekend. Jeg håber, vi ses en anden god gang.